Hello, hello, and welcome, my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon to full moon next April into May 2020. I hope you are all well and safe and getting on with everything that's going on the planet right now. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and here in service for you all. Let's get down to business. If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell. I am putting out content every day, even if I'm not doing readings. I'm doing some streams here and there, some prayer, some meditation, some spiritual counseling. I am a spiritual counselor. So yeah, if you feel like commenting in the comment section below, please feel free to do so. Keep in mind this is a general read we're about to do here, so please take what resonates, leave what does not. Check your other signs, because these readings are what do I need readings, which I find very helpful for myself. It's sort of like picking a card a day, right? And saying, what do I need today, right? Except this is over a larger period of time. We're looking at the new moon in Taurus, which is April 22nd to the full moon in Scorpio, which is May 7th. So you can see it's a 2-week period, the waxing moon from new to full. Working with 5 different decks, 1 card each, 5 cards total, to get you sort of like a temperature reading of what it is that you need from the divine perspective for this new moon to full moon next. So what I'm going to do is focus on my breath as I go, trying to stay as present as I can to get you as much clarity, guidance, and grace as I can. And if you're doing the same on your end, being mindful of your breath, being present, you'll be able to feel what resonates and what doesn't. Cool? Let's see what happens. Nice deep breath. All the decks that I read are in the description box below. We're going to start with The Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue, to ask the angels what you need. Ready? Here we go. My angels, please, can we have 1 card in clarity for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising signs from this new moon in Taurus to the full moon next in Scorpio, April to May 2020. What does the Aquarian collective need, my angels, from your celestial point of view, this new moon to full moon next, April to May 2020? Good. You got answered prayer. You need your prayer answered. Who doesn't need their prayer answered? But know that regardless of your form of prayer, whether it is spell, whether it is mantra, whether it's just that, oh good God, Goddess, all that is, give me strength, right? To know that before this hits on new moon, might be a good idea on the new moon in Taurus, to make some prayers, to set some intentions, to do that thing that we do, communing with the divine, asking for the help that we need, because with the answer to your prayer, it's not necessarily a divine blank check, but it is saying that you do have the ear of the divine, as do we all, but particularly highlighted, maybe because Aquarians can be so egalitarian and humanitarian and, you know, wanting everybody in the larger picture, right, to do well, that perhaps your prayers, not just for yourself, but for everyone on earth, will be answered. Who knows? Let's see what else you get, right? Because we're all going through things personally and collectively. I have to dance around those words because of things put in place by YouTube, which I completely agree with. You know what I'm talking about. So let's keep going. We're going to ask the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the voices of the divine feminine, the gods, the goddesses, the divine yin, what you need. Ready? Here we go. Breathe. Oh, one more. My goddesses, please. 1 card in clarity for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising signs. What do they need this new moon in Taurus to full moon next in Scorpio for April to May 2020? Please, just 1 card in clarity for the Aquarians, please, this new moon to full moon next. And the Six of Cups, compassion. Compassion for yourself, compassion for others, like a wave, right? An ebb and a flow of a wave. That sure, you outflow compassion to others, but to keep that in balance, 6 is a number of balance, you also give that compassion to yourself as well as receive compassion for others. If anything, this time that we are going through, it feels like the empathy and compassion on the planet is rising. I am a divine feminine empath, so I have been crying the tears and feeling the grief and the worry and the pain of everybody around me. It feels like for miles, if not planetarily. I know I'm not the only one. So my sense of compassion, crying the tears for those who cannot cry, you know what I mean? But that also means self-care. That also means giving myself the time to rest, to rehydrate. I've cried so much just watching the news. You know, it's like important to rehydrate. Like even the basics can be acts of compassion right now, as well as to be there for other people, perhaps emotionally, in the sense that while they're being emotional, to bear witness to them, to sort of hold them through it, giving them the space to do so, right? To be compassionate and caring, kind in that way is certainly a way that an answered prayer can work through you as well. Let's ask the Ascended Masters. Through the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, usually this deck is much thicker. I pulled out the suit of the problem because this is a new moon to full moon next reading. It's like we're going to focus on what it is that we want to plant the seed for at new moon, so to speak, and watch it grow. So the problem cards are back there. What we got left here are the suits of luck, the suit of healing, and the suit of grace. So let's see what you need for this new moon to full moon next. You know, the breath allows me to change channels from one divine pantheon to another, so please, my Ascended Masters, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. What do they need this new moon in Taurus to full moon next in Scorpio? Please, my Ascended Masters, your clarity, your guidance, your grace for the Aquarians. One card in clarity, new moon to full moon next for the Aquarians, April to May 2020. Now, this is a tricky card, Wild Abandon. Now, considering where we are on the planet and what we're dealing with, the idea of wild abandon might seem contrary, and I will agree that in terms of doing the things we want to do and abandoning the guidelines and the safety precautions that we all have to take right now, certainly does not seem wise. But you put that in tandem with the card of the answered prayer and that thing of compassion. This can really be about a freeing up of your own emotion, a freeing up of your own life force to feel like, okay, let me feel the things, let me let go of my own internal restrictions to go through what I am going through, to heal through feeling. Now, I know I'm talking to an air sign, and I usually pick on air signs in that way. I mean, I've got Mercury, Venus conjunct in Libra. I'm familiar with air sign energy within my own field, how I can get stuck in my head. But we're going to keep going and see what other cards you get here, because this card of Wild Abandon can really be about letting go in the sense of stuff that we are holding on to so tightly. Not to abandon and walk away from wisdom, right? And just the wise thing to do. But maybe to let yourself feel some of these emotions through you, that perhaps if you have been being strong for others, to give yourself that break, to give yourself the ability to feel what you're feeling and abandon a more stoic position, which Aquarians are usually known for. Right? That again might be how the answer to your prayer comes. It's often through an emotional release that we get the clarity, we get the peace, we even get those moments of sublime bliss after a good cry, like a good storm clears the air, right? Let's talk about healing here with the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. We'll get one card for you, a healing mantra that as an air sign you can repeat silently or aloud, sort of integrate. Good thing to start on a new moon too, even beforehand if you're watching this earlier, so that you can sort of bring all of that into your process as it waxes from new to full. Here we go. My Ascended Masters, you who gave us the card of Wild Abandon, please, can we have one healing mantra card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising Signs, this new moon in Taurus to full moon next in Scorpio, please. One card. Nope. One card, the perfect healing mantra for the Aquarian collective. This new moon to full moon next April 2020. Anchoring the light. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. Now, that sounds very new agey. I'll agree with you. It might even seem a little unrealistic to anchor the light, but think of the time of darkness that we are in, right? Just to give a symbolic correlative, if darkness is fear, then light is love, right? That we are all the E that equals MC squared, right? We are all light. The light is always within us. So what does it mean to anchor it? Well, perhaps in a compassionate situation, right? Where someone is freaking out, someone is mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, someone is, just terrified. And you can just really be with the breath and perhaps even be an answer to their prayer, allowing this light to move through you. Sometimes it doesn't even mean saying things to people so much as it is holding the space, anchoring the light with the mantra, the light is always within me. And when we do that, we actually inspire the light within others. Look, light is another word for truth, right? What is enlightenment, if not entruthment, where we drop our shadows? Not so much the repressed material shadows as in embracing the shadows, but more of the fears that hold us back, the chains of pain that we carry, to kind of let those dissolve into the light. By being that light, we can really inspire others and trigger that light within them as well, to see things clearly, which I know is an Aquarian trait. I have many Aquarian friends who really thrive on seeing things differently, maybe not always so blithely positive thinking, but that thing of let's get outside the box a minute and look at this in a different way. And maybe that's part of the Wild Abandon too, is saying rather than just staying in this box, let's abandon that in the sense of seeing this from a larger, more humanitarian place as I anchor the light. And of course, they're giving me this too, this anchoring of the light during prayer can absolutely give you the energetics that you need within your own energy field for a prayer to be answered within you and for you to be an answer to other people's prayers. One more card. And I think this will put a nice cherry on the sundae on this one, so to speak. The Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher self we're going to get for you, just to see what's going on, what you need for this new moon to full moon next. Please take a nice deep breath. The higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising signs for this new moon in Taurus to full moon next in Scorpio. Please, higher self collective, what do they need, the Aquarians, for this new moon to full moon next April to May 2020? You are limitless. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Now, I'm going to say, along with that, you can do anything you choose to do, again, within the wisdom of the time in which we are in. That, as I really tune to what's going on in this card, your energetic body, right, your energy body, your ability to heal, your ability to pray, all of that might be moving beyond previously conceived boundaries within you. So I would really go with prayer. I would really go with meditation. I would really go with any kind of energy work that you're doing on yourself or another, keeping in mind that as we move more into fifth dimensional unity consciousness, the awareness of our inherent oneness, as we heal our own energy fields, it's not like my energy field stops and yours begins, or your neighbor's ends and begins. We're all one light. We're all one energy field. So your ability to serve here yourself as well might very well have to do with understanding how limitless you actually are, how much spiritual power we have. And if you think about it, in times where humanity has been faced with serious losses of physical power, financial power, right? The things we think of as the power of the world, why wouldn't we have to rely more upon our spiritual power, our internal connection with the divine to heal and help heal? So one more time through, we've got the answered prayer with compassion. Does make sense there. With that card of anchoring the light and wild abandon, perhaps to abandon some of your beliefs and experiences about the individual ego self, and I'm careful with that word because that word ego can be so triggery, particularly if you go the psychological sense of it. This is more talking about the spiritual ego, the part of us that we need in order to experience this world, but to integrate that as a focal point for light so that you can even get that your ego is part of the limitless nature of who you are, that you can be grounding and anchoring light for your well-being and for the well-being of all. So may the Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising signs be blessed with all that they need this new moon to full moon next, to heal, to find their limitlessness with wild abandon. Those two go together really well. You are limitless with wild abandon as they anchor the light with compassion in answer to their own prayer, as well as allowing their own prayer to be answered as a result for the well-being of all. May they be so blessed. So mote it be, and so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, commenting below as you see fit, and wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this new moon to full moon next. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.